February 17th. Dear VJ, it's not going to happen. I hate everything. Vivy. February 18th. Dear VJ, my last letter didn't explain things very well. I thought I would write again to tell you exactly what happened, just in case you happen to be interested, which you probably aren't. The day after I met Coach K, Nate and I sat down for a very important talk with my parents. Nate suggested it. Yes, I know it's not grammatically correct to capitalize things like that, but I feel like the capital letters show how super important the talk really was. Plain old regular letters just aren't enough sometimes. I'm really glad that Nate decided to help me. Maybe he's back to being nice Nate 100% of the time. That would be so great, wouldn't it? Nate's a much better talker than me, so I let him do most of the talking. I've got this, Nate told me before we went in. You're going to be pitching in real games soon, just wait. But when Nate finished explaining everything that happened at the park, Mom just stared into empty space for a really long time. My palms started to sweat. Very gross. I looked at Dad. He's on my side, probably, but he won't say so. Not until after Mom said her thing, whatever that is. I waited for a bajillion years. Okay, so it wasn't actually a bajillion, obviously, but it sure felt like a long time. Finally, Mom spoke. I hate to say it, but I really don't know about all this. I just don't think it'll be good for Vivy. Why not? Nate asked. You're always saying Vivy should get more involved in extracurricular activities and stuff. Playing baseball would be awesome for her. My brother is annoying sometimes. Well, a lot of the time, but I love him so much. I really do. Mom sighed. Yes, I know, but baseball, that's a boy's sport. It's dangerous. She's so young and small, and I'm just not sure it's right for her. Why not play softball instead? You can't throw a knuckleball with softball, I told her. That's actually a little bit of a lie. You can throw a knuckleball with a softball, but it's way harder. I don't want to bother learning that when I still need to perfect my real knuckleball. I didn't tell Mom, though. She doesn't know the difference between a knuckleball and a split-finger fastball, so there's no use trying to explain baseball stuff to her. Besides, it never matters what I say. Mom's frown got bigger, and I could tell she was very unhappy. Honey, is it really so important for you to do this knuckleball thing? Can't you play without it? No, I said. She turned to Dad, who had been very quiet through this whole thing. See, this is the problem, she said. The whole knuckleball issue seems like a fixation, and the therapists are very clear on this. We shouldn't be encouraging her fixations. I hate when she does this. I'm right there, and she talks about me like I can't hear her. And I especially hate when she calls my knuckleball a fixation. No matter what she says, my knuckleball isn't some silly thing that little kids do, like when I was younger and carried my stuffed panda lolly around everywhere. I've worked so hard on my knuckleball, and a real live coach thinks I can pitch. Doesn't that mean something? Anything? I bet no one ever told you that you couldn't play. The problem is that Mom doesn't care about baseball, if you can believe it. She's always complaining about how Dad watches baseball all the time. She doesn't get what it's like to be totally sucked in by a game, to sit on the edge of your seat with every ball and strike, and she definitely doesn't understand that feeling of wonderfulness that comes over me when the ball hits the catcher's mitt with a loud smack. You understand. I've seen you talk about it in your post-game interviews. I always watch the post-game interview for your starts. Dad kept quiet through all this, which was kind of annoying, to be honest. I know baseball is super important to him because he always says that he has two religions, Reform Judaism and baseball. So obviously, he should want me to play, but he let Mom talk first. Then he spoke. Finally, he took off his glasses and fiddled with them while he talked. Rachel, I know you're worried, but this could be good for Vivy. he said. It's a chance for her to make friends. I think we should consider it. A tiny bit of hope returned to me. Maybe this could work out after all. Maybe. It's better than a no. Mom's face did all sorts of twisty things. I don't always know exactly what her faces mean, but I'm pretty sure this meant she was thinking about it. I just don't know, she said finally. There's so much that can happen out there. I really think we should talk to Dr. Reeve about this before we make any big decisions. Even though Mom didn't say absolutely not, talking to Dr. Reeve probably means no. She's my therapist. If I want something, she says no most of the time. This isn't going to be any different. I know it. Personally, I think it's all very unfair that Mom still treats me like a baby, even though I'm going to be 12 in just 5 months. 12 is a very grown-up age, and it's only 1 year away from 13, which is very important because when I turn 13, I'm going to have my bar mitzvah. That means I'll be an official adult according to Jewish law, even if I still won't be able to drive and all that. But Mom sure doesn't act like I'm going to be a sort of adult soon, does she? So, ever since the talk, I've been playing it over again and again in my head, wondering if maybe there was something I could have done differently. But I can't think of a single thing that would have convinced Mom. I shouldn't have hoped for anything. Coach K was just so cool and nice that I thought maybe... At least your baseball season starts soon. 6 weeks to opening day. I bet you're super excited, right? I sure am. I know you're going to do great. I just really wish I had my own opening day. From Vivy.